Hello, would you like to go for a walk?
What is it like to walk the Camino virtually? Pros, cons, surprises?
Hi, I'm Jennifer and this is Kate, and today we're talking and walking the Way of St. James.
So back in August, we decided that we were going to walk the Way of St. James, also called the Camino, virtually as part of our homeschool PE curricula for this year. So it sounded like fun, right? 491 miles of walking. What's not fun about that?
It has been a lot more fun than either of us really ever thought. Of course, it would be a lot more fun to walk the Camino in person someday, and maybe we will. But in the meantime, we wanted to update you on our progress so far and also answer the question, virtual walking apps, are they worth it?
So first, let's start and look at what is the Way of St. James. Well, it's a 400-mile plus route of pilgrim walking trails that goes from southern France over the Pyrenees Mountains to the Cathedral of St. James in Compostela de Santiago in northwestern Spain.
So ever since the Middle Ages, this has been a very popular pilgrimage. Hundreds of thousands of people every year, except 2020, have made this pilgrimage to the cathedral, which is the traditional resting place of St. James the Greater. So yes, that is Big James, son of Zebedee, brother of John. Together they were known as the Sons of Thunder.
So in case you're wondering how St. James ever got to Spain in the first place, because that's a really far way from Jerusalem, it's because in the days of the early church, he traveled there to preach the gospel. And while he was there, that's when the great miracle of the pillar occurred, which we did a video on, so we'll link that down below.
So after James returned to Jerusalem, he was very sadly beheaded by King Herod, and his disciples came and took his body back to Spain. So that's the short version of how the Camino got started, and many people still walk it today, but why? Well, in the past it was mostly a religious pilgrimage. People would often do it as penance for their sins, but in today's world, a lot of people will walk the Camino just for the physical challenge, or maybe they want to reconnect with nature.
But other people still do walk it for religious or spiritual purposes, to reconnect with God, or to keep company with St. James and other saints, or just to visit the many beautiful churches that are along the way.
So there are a lot of different reasons why people walk the Camino, and a lot of people do have it on their bucket list, but 2020 did slow that down for a lot of people. So enter the virtual walking app.
So there are lots of apps out there that will let you take a virtual pilgrimage or virtual hike, and some are free and some are not. And after much debate, we decided to go with the Conquer Challenges app, which of course was not one of the free ones. But we liked the looks of it and it had a lot of great reviews, so we decided to give it a try.
Okay, complete moment of truth here. The thrift store shopping, bargain hunting lover in me had a really hard time up front paying $35 per person for this virtual experience, because I'm thinking, how exciting is it going to be to walk around the neighborhood or the town and log my miles on the phone? Well, I have to say that I've been really surprised, I think we both have, at how much we've been enjoying this app. Plus, we've been really surprised by some of the things that we've learned along the way.
And as of right now, I have done 355 miles.
And I have done 312 miles, so yes, Kate is beating me.
So that has been a lot of walking, but it's also given us a lot of time to contemplate God and St. James, and also to get to know the Conquer app. So let's talk about some of our favorite things about the app. For starters, it's really user-friendly and it's super easy to input your miles in at the end of every day. I have a Fitbit, as you probably can see in every single video, and so my Fitbit can talk directly to the app and I really don't have to do anything else except wear the device.
I don't have a Fitbit, but I can easily track my miles every day on my phone, and then from my phone I can log into the app and log those miles at the end of every day, no problem. So it doesn't really take a lot of high-tech equipment. Even if you just had a pedometer to record how far you're going every day, you could use this app.
We also love how the app shows you a street view of where you are along the route through Google Maps. So you can see almost everything you're passing through, like all the towns, all the fields, all the random roads, like you can see it all.
Yeah, and that was a really big surprise for me because for some reason in my mind I thought that the Camino would be going like through mountains and fields by tranquil streams and little towns, but that is definitely not the case. You do go through some big towns and on busy highways. So sometimes when I check my position at the end of the day, like I'm in the middle of a busy highway and I'm thinking I need to get out of the virtual street or I am going to get run over.
You're also able to zoom out away from street view and get a look at the satellite picture, the big picture. It'll show you where you started, where you ended, and where you fall in between.
So that's really cool. And also you get to see all the pilgrims who are walking the Camino with you. You can see their names and some of them have pictures. So it's fun to kind of get to know them virtually. So every night when I stop, I have to check and see where the man with the white hat is. Has he gotten ahead of me or is he behind me? And also where is the lady who has a dog?
And I've had some fun putting my 4 years of Spanish to use, reading the different street names and business signs. And the app will also show you things like weather reports for wherever you are, and it'll also send you postcards when you hit different milestones.
So you really do get a lot with the app, but one of the things that I like the most is that I get a very big sense of satisfaction from watching my banner move across the map of Europe from France headed towards the coast of Spain. So that really helps keep me motivated.
So all in all, we've enjoyed the app way more than we thought we would. And even though it's virtual, you do sort of still get a sense of being there in person. And probably the only con we have about it was the cost.
Yeah.
It was still a little bit much.
Especially since there are free walking apps out there, but the free ones don't give you as much detail as the Conqueror app does. So I could not recreate this in any way on my own, nor can we at this time go to Spain and walk the Camino. So it's been definitely worth it. Okay, so now what are some of the things that have surprised us or some of the things that we have learned along the way? Because part of the point of taking a pilgrimage is to learn something about yourself.
For me, I learned that this has really motivated me to get out and walk more in all different kinds of weather, but also when I can't get outside to walk, it's motivated me to go upstairs and work on our indoor bike and get my miles in that way.
I also learned something surprising. So we each decided to walk 3 miles a day. That way we could start in August and finish the Camino by the end of December. But what I found out to my great astonishment was that walking 3 miles a day and then doing my normal activity and exercises, all that together does not always equal 10,000 steps a day. You know, those 10,000 steps that we're all supposed to do to stay fit and healthy. I guess I just assumed that I was getting in 10,000 steps, so I wasn't. And I've really had to up my game some days.
And learning these things has been a really good experience because all of a sudden those extra chores or that walking around the grocery store doesn't seem so bad because it's all adding up towards our overall goal.
It's fine, we love it. So this whole experience has really changed the way I operate. For instance, parking lots. You know how you read in magazines like, oh, you should park far away from the entrance to the store and then walk in to get more exercise? Yeah, well, I never used to do that, but I do now. I will drive around and say, how far away can we park? And be really happy if I have to walk a long way because that gets more steps in. And if there's no elevator and I have to take the stairs, oh yes, that is a bonus.
And we've also discovered a whole world of pilgrimage tales, people who've walked the Camino and written books about it. Right now we're reading this one, Keeping Company with St. Ignatius, Walking the Camino de Santiago de Compostela.
This one is really good.
So all in all, using the walking app, even paying the $35 has definitely been worth it. And we're already planning another virtual pilgrimage to start up in January. We just haven't decided which route we want to take yet.
Yeah, the Conqueror app has so many different routes to choose from. I even saw one that goes through Egypt, you know, like to the pyramids at Giza, which I thought would be really good, but now I'm kind of thinking it might be a lot of desert.
Yeah, there was also one called St. Francis Way, which goes from Florence to the Vatican, which looked interesting, but we'll have to debate this a little
we'll
bit.
let you know what we decide. So one last thing, with Christmas coming, we think a virtual walking tour would be a great gift for Christmas or a birthday for someone in your life who might like to walk or travel or likes being outside, likes geography.
And let us know down in the comments if you've ever done a virtual or in-person pilgrimage. And also let us know if you have any trail recommendations for us, any thoughts on where we should go next.
Yeah, where should we go? Leave us a comment.
So we hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Go walk.
Bye.
Bye.